The purpose of this wiki is to create a highly flexible source of information and source of resources related to the TAA course. The need for it became obvious because the course, and most people's experience of the course, was that it became a linear thing where they had to jump through hoops to go from here to here to here to here within each unit, and then to go from unit to unit to unit. Now that's fine, and it helps to create a very structured approach to completing the course, but it doesn't really match with the way in which we learn, and nor does it actually recognise the great many connections between the actual the content and the skills that are developed through each of the units. So what we find with the wiki is that we've tried to create a resource which enables us to explore better the whole course rather than just individual parts of it. Now, it's not the whole course now, but in time it will contain all of the underpinning content, and I would expect that that would be certainly completed by the end of June. The way that it's organised, you'll find, is a bit different from the learning guides that you'll be used to at our main site. Now, let's have a look at some of the main features of the wiki and how they can help you do the course. The first thing is that the organisation of the information is not strictly linear. I mentioned before that the course is usually done unit by unit by unit, and within each of those units we need to go from step to step to step. What it means for the wiki is that we don't actually have to go from page to page to page in a particular order. Instead, we can actually follow the many links that exist between the pages. What this means is that we can work our way through the course in such a way that we can discover for ourselves and then better understand in our heads the natural links between the content in those 14 units, rather than having to treat each of the 14 units as separate things. Now, you can still go from page to page, and most people will start by doing that. I think that people will soon start branching off, following the links and exploring things. But we've organised the wiki so that you can go from page to page. At the bottom of this particular page, if you scroll down, you'll find links for each of the units. Just choose the unit that you want to start with, and you'll come to what's called a structure. There you'll find a list of the pages that are linked to that structure, and once you start looking at the structure by clicking on, there'll be a little magnifying glass in the top corner and little forward and backward arrows to help you go from page to page. Within the wiki, information is grouped mostly on information. The structures are artificial ways of imposing order on that information. The information is not naturally grouped based on units. Now, this means that you will not find a whole lot of repetition within the course. For example, contextualisation is something that appears in probably about half of the 14 units. Within the wiki, you don't have to revisit it that many times. Within the structures, that one page or 2 pages or whatever it is related to contextualisation will be able to be revisited through each structure. But you'll only actually have to read that page once, and you'll only have to do the activities related to that page once. Okay, so this means that you may find that the one page is related to a number of units. If you've already done it, don't read it, skip across to the next one. Where information relates to learning activities, you'll find that there are links to those activities within this wiki itself. At the bottom of each of the pages, you'll see a little icon which is a pencil, and it'll say information in this section relates to, and it'll list all of the activities. Okay, now you'll see that on a single page there might be links to activities from a number of units, and you'll find that some pages have links to 9, 10, possibly even 11 different activities. What does that tell us? That tells us that we have really refined the delivery of content, and wherever you see one page of information with more than one unit, that basically tells you that we've removed overlap and repetition that you might actually find in the learning guides in the other more conventional approach. Now, what this means is you can actually be completing those activities from more than one unit at a time. You don't have to do just the activities related to a particular unit. You can be doing the whole course, which is a much better and more logical way of doing it, because the whole course involves global skills and global understanding. Let's not fragment our understanding just for the sake of jumping through some hoops which are put in our way. You can go through unit by unit if you want, and some people will do that, and that is certainly something that will apply to the people who are doing recognition of prior learning, and maybe they have some gap training that they'll need to be doing. Now, it's important that you bear in mind something. When you click on a link to an activity, it'll take you back to our main page. You can log in and you can complete the activity, but here's a word of warning. We've deliberately set it up so that the activities will open in a new window in your browser. So you'll have the wiki here and the activity there. That's great because you can toggle between the two and look at the information and answer the question. But a word of warning, once you've completed and submitted your activity, close that window. Otherwise, you may find out that soon you're going to have so many windows open in your browser and you'll just get confused and overwhelmed. It's a small price to pay, I think, to have to close those windows in order to be able to toggle between the information and the activities, which will no doubt make it much easier to complete those activities. Once all of the units have actually been added to the wiki, this is our plan for the future, we'll actually go back and create new activities. We'll leave all of the links to the activities in here that you already see, so that people can do activities for gap training and for individual units if they want. But what we'll also do is we might take all of the activities that have been linked from one page and we'll combine those and create a single activity. This will create a much more integrated and holistic way of assessing the actual your actual progress in the course, and it'll become much more efficient for you. Again, we'd be hoping that this would be completed by about June. Okay? So instead of doing several activities related to several units on a single page, you might just do the one activity. That one activity will be related to a number of elements and performance criteria from a number of units. I don't think that there's any doubt that that'll improve the learning experience. Okay. So in all, we suspect, and we've designed it intentionally so that your course is better educationally and is much more efficiently able to be completed by yourself. There's nothing wrong with what the course currently is. This is just another way of fine-tuning and part of our commitment to continuous improvement. We suspected that it would be better educationally and more efficient. What I am really pleased with is that the few people, or the number of people who've already had a look at the wiki and have been doing things with it, are confirming for us our suspicion that what we actually wanted to achieve is able to be achieved through this wiki. It is a work in progress. Some links may not go anywhere, and that may be because the next page is yet to be developed, or maybe because I haven't put the link in yet. Some links may not go where they are meant to. It might just be an error. There might be some weird formatting or other things that make it obvious that this is not yet completely developed. Please bear with us. It doesn't mean the resource is no good. It certainly is. It's just getting better over time, and as I say, by the end of June we should have all of those things sorted out. One thing I would invite you to do to help us improve and to make sure that things are sorted out in a timely manner is that if you find any glitches or if you have any suggestions for improvement, and that may be including links to other sites or other resources that we can bring in, just like this particular presentation is included. You might have other presentations that you may know from YouTube or SlideShare or somewhere else that you may think can be used as well. This is about the learner's experience, so the learner's thoughts on how that experience can be improved are certainly welcome. So contact us in the usual ways and we'll be happy to talk with you about how we can make sure that this meets your needs and improves your potential for learning within this course. I hope you do find it worthwhile. I look forward to speaking with you as you go through your learning process, and on a number of the pages to come you'll see my face again, and we'll continue having this conversation, if you like, about the whole course as well as basing it on text. So this video will be here till about the end of June, when it'll be replaced with one that introduces the course in its complete and developed state in what we're calling wikiTAA. Okay, so bye for now.